Today we're going to show you how to install, set and calibrate your SW2 sensor onto a PPP Industries herringbone feed dispenser. First things first, what you want to do is get your gland nut and your mounting bracket and position them as far up the clear part of the dispenser inlet chute as possible, so it's touching the blue part here. Once in position, mark out where you will need to drill the 4 5mm holes for your rivets. Next, mark out the centre of where the gland nut is and drill a 32mm hole through with a hole saw. Next, you can assemble the gland nut onto the bracket and rivet the bracket to the dispenser. Now you can get your sensor, then slide your back nut as far down as it will go. Then slide your O-ring onto about 3/4 down the sensor. Now bring your back nut towards the ring and slide it over the O-ring. Now you can screw the back nut and the sensor into the gland nut. Once the back nut is nearly tight, you need to make sure that the sensor pokes through into the dispenser by 1 to 2mm. The reason we do this is because if it sticks through too far, then the meal will sit on top of the sensor. If the sensor is too far back, then there can be a cavity in front of it and it won't read that it's full. The next thing I'm going to do is show you how to calibrate the sensor. Before you start, make sure the dispenser is completely free of meal and the plug from the motor is out of the control box. You'll find 2 square buttons, a red and a black, and an LED light in the middle. To calibrate the sensor, you need to push and hold the black and the red buttons until the LED goes black. The LED will strobe red and green and then go dark, and when that happens, quickly release the buttons. I'll show you how to do it now. It's strobing green and red, and as soon as it's gone black, I take my fingers off the buttons and it's calibrated. Now I'll show you how to set the delay on the sensor. For 10-second increment delays, I'll push and hold the black button. For 1-minute increment delays, I'll push and hold the red button. When you push the red or the black button, the LED will strobe red. The first strobe signals that the settings have been reset to 0, and from then onwards, the delay increases 10 seconds each strobe for the black and 1 minute for the red. So, if you were going to set our standard 10-second delay, you would push and hold the black button, strobe once, strobe twice, then release, and now it's got a 10-second delay. The LED lights are also used to show us what the sensor is picking up. So at the moment it's reading no feed in front of the sensor, which is indicated by a red light. If I put my finger in front of the sensor to imitate feed, it's going to turn green. When I release my hand, it will strobe 10 times due to the 10-second delay that we previously set. The green flashing indicates that the delay is in process. It will then turn red and the motor will start to bring more feed into the shed. Everything we've been through today is written on the face of the control box. You can see that you have your calibration instructions here, your LED indication point here, and your delay instructions here. If you have an older system that doesn't have this info on the front of it and you're still having issues, please give us a call on 0800 901 902 and we'll be happy to talk you through it or send a serviceman out to you. PPP, your innovative agricultural specialists.